Welcome to Thoroughbred Action from Gulfstream Park. I'm Ron Nicoletti. It is Sunday. We got 12 exciting races to look at. My buddy Pete Aiello has got those track and weather conditions.
And yet again here this afternoon, the tale of 2 days. It starts out a beautiful afternoon for horse racing, and then the sky dumps a ton of rain on us. We got the first couple in on turf, then we're washed off the turf and went into the slop for the rest of the day. 12 races on the card, the first of the day at a main track distance of 1 mile and a 16th. Maiden claimers in for $20,000. A field of 7 to start the day with a wide open betting race.
Racing at Gulfstream. From between horses, the exceptions being ridden for the lead, and so is the favorite Curioso. He's actually sent hard out of there. Dardanellos has speed. They're stacked across the course here. The early trailer is Lucky Fortune. As they charge around the first turn, the exception comes away with the lead, but he paid a stiff toll for the front. 3 wide Curioso. Dardanellos holds the inside edge. Tiz Luna's allowed to race into the bit while racing 5th, as he's passed out wide by Slammin' Mike, then knocked by the Sea, and Lucky Fortune is last. 24 and 3 for the opening quarter speed as they bend into the backstretch. Curioso giving pressure to the leader, the exception past the 3/4 pole, with Slammin' Mike a 3 wide third. Dardanellos backs off for a rebid 4th. In between horses, that's Tiz Luna 5th, 3 clear of Knocked by the Sea, and the trailer is Lucky Fortune. Down the backstretch they go, less than 5 furlongs remain. The exception hounded every yard by the first race favorite, Curioso on the outside. Dardanellos and Panici have had the box seat, third down toward the inside. Slammin' Mike is 3 wide. Then back to Tiz Luna, who's in it amongst rivals while having to shift ground. 2 better than Knocked by the Sea, and the trailer is Lucky Fortune. Around the far turn they go. They went 49 seconds for a half mile. The exception leads, but only narrowly. Slammin' Mike, 3 wide from between horses. It's Curioso. Then Dardanellos trying to get into gear now as Tiz Luna on the stand side. Still last is Lucky Fortune, and the battle rages on. To the first finish line they go. They're inside a 1/4 mile from home. Curioso up to take the lead. Far outside Tiz Luna, the exception cuts the corner, tries to battle on. Lucky Fortune from last, and Knocked by the Sea. Less than an ace to go. On the outside, Tiz Luna tries to reel in Curioso. It's Curioso in front. Tiz Luna with a late push, but he's out of time. Curioso finds the right field. Curioso wins by a half a length. Tiz Luna second, Knocked by the Sea third in 147 flat.
Number 5, Curioso, has been in the position of being the horse to beat before. One could argue he was the horse to beat today. The difference is he gets the job done. Under a strong ride from Edgard Zayas, the son of Into Mischief was the maiden no more for trainer Antonio Sano, Sano Racing, and Alex Andres, LLC. 1, Tiz Luna gave it a good run, but had to settle for second. We go to the second race on turf at about 7.5 furlongs. Fillies and mares of the special weight variety scratched the 7 Perfect Kimberly S. The favorite was the 1 Elite Appeal.
And they're off. Excellent start inside for Elite Appeal. On the far outside, Stormy Nelly has a touch of speed. The newcomer, Shifty She, is away in the top flight. She'll land third. Then from between horses, it's And I Know, and the 2 at the back are Big Tina and Curlita. They make their way down into the first turn, and up front, the leader is a leader. Now on the outside, Stormy Nelly by a length and a half. Stormy Nelly leads, and she leads by a length and a half. From second, Shifty She. Third inside, that's Elite Appeal. Back to fourth, And I Know, followed by Big Tina, and Curlita's at the back. Into the backstretch they roll. No pace pressure for Leonel Reyes and Stormy Nelly, the daughter of Poseidon's Warrior, on top a length and a half. Newcomer Shifty She second, the big favorite Elite Appeal at the rail third. Followed fourth by And I Know, that it's Big Tina, unhurried at this stage. Now starts to get the green light to make some ground, and Curlita's lost ground at every call and is last of all. They make their way half a mile from the judge, and with the advantage, it's Stormy Nelly by a length and a half. Shifty She is second, toward the inside, Elite Appeal third. Big Tina has now made it within 3 lengths of the lead, while fourth, behind a 47 and 4 half mile. It's Stormy Nelly, the one to beat. Elite Appeal hasn't unleashed her big run yet. From the outside, Shifty She is still right there. Big Tina, her bit is stalled. She's back fourth as they race to the top of the stretch. Off the turn in the stretch drive, Stormy Nelly has the lead. Torres has no place to go with Elite Appeal. Shifty She on the outside. Final 1/8 of a mile, and with the advantage, it's still Stormy Nelly. Stormy Nelly by 2. On the outside, Big Tina's now lunging again. Big Tina's got a shot. Big Tina's got him. Big Tina rises from the back to get up to win it in 1:30 and 3.
Tough trip if you like number 1, Elite Appeal, as Edgard Zayas kept Christian Torres bottled up the entire journey. And that was good news for Miguel Vasquez, who came over the top with Big Tina to run down the pace setter Stormy Nelly and get the victory. Armando de la Cerda, the winning trainer for Hernandez Racing Club. 6, Stormy Nelly improves to be second, ahead of Shifty She and Elite Appeal. Time for a commercial break. Lots of action to come. Don't go away.
The best chance for success begins with a solid foundation. At Hardacre Farm, early personal one-on-one care starts the journey to becoming a champion. Bred to leading stallions, our mares represent the highest standards. Hardacre Farm's signature in the breeding industry. Based in Ocala, Florida, breeder and owner Amy Tarrant has inspired excellence throughout her entire career. In your quest for success, start with Hardacre Farm, breeding the champions of tomorrow.
Back now for race number 3 on the program, a first finish line race at a mile and a 16th. Claimers in for a price tag of $6,250. A field of 5, all the money for 4 Chirping and 5 Dreamy Martini.
And they're off. Giant's Voice off a touch slowly. Good news for Dreamy Martini fans as he'll now march forward to challenge. Chirping put into play early. And it will be Chirping to head off the field in the charge around the first turn as Dreamy Martini takes a seat. A joint second. Takedown is toward the rail, followed by Il Farione and Giant's Voice, who was slow into stride, finds himself last of all in the charge to the backstretch. Chirping bet down to 2-1 in the late stages of wagering has bumped the margin to 5. Chirping is off the lead, a big margin. Second is Takedown, third is Dreamy Martini, fourth is Il Farione, and Giant's Voice is fifth and last as Chirping won an opening quarter in 24-4. That's not fast, and Chirping has been left alone to his own devices here. He leads it still by better than 6 or 7 lengths. Dreamy Martini on the outside is second, Takedown is toward the rail third, Il Farione is fourth, and Giant's Voice is at the back. So Olsen has played the game to her liking with Chirping up front. Leads it by 4 over Dreamy Martini in second, Takedown third. Still at the back are Il Farione and Giant's Voice. Into the far turn they race now. The opening half mile was 48-2. Chirping has the lead. He leads by 2.5. Now here's Dreamy Martini launching his bid on the outside within 2 lengths of the lead while second. Well clear of the others. The 2 favorites have it to themselves. Chirping tried to catch a breather, and it looks like Chirping did catch a breather as he's still in front and still handled by 3 on second running Dreamy Martini. Il Farione trying to make ground from third. He has an inside lane to rally after 3 quarters and 1:13-1. They're at the top of the stretch. It's still Chirping in front. Chirping less than 1/8 of a mile from home, and he's still on top. From the inside, Il Farione is going to try to catch Dreamy Martini for second, but Fanny Olsen and Chirping go all the way. Chirping won it. Il Farione second, Dreamy Martini third.
Well, she's won over 100 races in her native Sweden, but she had yet to win a race in the North American continent until earlier this week. Talking about Fanny Olsen, who got the job done on Sling and Sammy B. A bonus for her, she gets the victory here on Chirping, as Chirping runs exactly the same race as she won earlier in the week, did Fanny, sending the horse right to a clear advantage and making him come get her. They could not. Chirping all the way. Drawing away stables the owner, Jorge Delgado, the winning trainer. Let's go to the 4th race. This race was on turf. This was the last race that was on turf today. Maiden Claimers in for $12,500. Field of 7. The favorite was the 3, Fuzzy Kitten.
And they're up. It's My Lucky Summer was the last in and the first out. Toward the rail, Rollins moves to challenge. In fact, Rollins being centaured by Jeffrey Sanchez. He wants the lead and the rail with Fuzzy Kitten emerging between horses, and It's My Lucky Summer sent 3 wide. Perfect Enough lets the top 3 do their thing, while fourth toward the rail ahead of El Curatano, then Beach Resort, and last of all is Dia Sorpresa. Around the first turn they go. Rollins leads by 1.5 lengths. Second is Fuzzy Kitten. Third at the fence is Perfect Enough. Out fourth is It's My Lucky Summer. He's plotted a wide course to this stage. 1.5 lengths in front of El Curatano, who's third last. Second last is Beach Resort, and then it's a gap of 4 to Dia Sorpresa. 23-4 for the opening quarter speed. That's got to be pretty swift for the level and distance, especially with this going as Rollins has the lead. On the outside, Fuzzy Kitten is there second. A backstretch brush from Beach Resort, who's sent forward by Laez. On the far outside, enforcing the hand of the top 2 here. Down at the inside, that's Perfect Enough fourth. He's the beneficiary of this mid-race move as It's My Lucky Summer got outpaced. Then El Curatano and Dia Sorpresa. Around the far turn they go. So Beach Resort backs away, but he made Fuzzy Kitten make a move on Rollins, and Fuzzy Kitten has the lead 1.5 lengths. Up into second is Perfect Enough. He's a stretch danger. From third and El Curatano after 3/4. And 1:14-1, they're at the top of the stretch. Fuzzy Kitten has one to fight off. It's Perfect Enough on the outside. 1/8 of a mile to go. Fuzzy Kitten feeling the strain. On the outside, Perfect Enough to the throat latch now second. These two kick well ahead of the others. Fuzzy Kitten inside. Perfect Enough on the outside. Fuzzy Kitten is digging in and hanging on. Second, Perfect Enough, well clear of El Curatano, then Diasor Pressa and Rollins.
Number 3, Fuzzy Kitten proves best inside the final 1/8 of a mile. Every chance on the outside was Perfect Enough, but Fuzzy Kitten was up to the task, winning in career start number 2 off the long layoff for Mike Maker and Ken and Sarah Ramsey. Lou Gutierrez on board for the winning ride. 4, Perfect Enough, shook loose but had to settle for second. Let's go to the 5th race now, the start of the middle pick 4 in a driving rainstorm. Maidens of the special weight variety at 6 furlongs. Field of 6, the favorite was the 6, zeroed in.
And they're off. First-timer Xandar was just a step slower than the others. Up on the outside, that's zeroed in, who fires to the front from between horses. That's moving to second, Company Store. Out of there, third is Fritzen. Now rushing up toward the rail is Danzar, and Danzar is all the way up into a joint third. Second last, Noontime Gem, and Treasure Run is last. They go to the half-mile grounds, and the leader is zeroed in, 3 parts of a length. Company Store up on the outside is now second toward the rail. Danzar tucked in third. Back to fourth goes Fritzen, racing ahead of Noontime Gem. Out the back door are Treasure Run as they round the far turn. 23 seconds for the opening quarter time, and giving way is zeroed in. Up to take over is Company Store. Company Store leads by 2. Up on the outside, Noontime Gem set down for the drive by Mora. Up into second, Danzar backpedals alongside Fritzen, zeroed in, had nothing to offer as Company Store comes away with the lead. Company Store has one to fight off as Noontime Gem continues to charge at him on the outside, and Noontime Gem is up to the throat latch of Company Store. Company Store trying to find under pressure, but the upset is on. Noontime Gem at 14-1. He outruns Company Store. They were well clear of Danzar third, and then Fritzen.
Number 6, zeroed in, flashed a lot of speed before dropping anchor at the far turn route. Company Store took over and appeared to have things well in hand, but appearances can be deceiving as number 2, Noontime Gem, comes back ready to roll and gets the victory under Dwightus Penamora for Juan Carlos Perez Jr. and the Clap Embroidery. Number 4, Company Store, well clear for second.
And the Princess Rooney with a quarter mile left to go. 4 off the top of the turn. Race for the Kathleen O'Connell barn in front by 5 with just an 1/8 of a mile to go. And she's turning in this into a runaway. A powerhouse performance. She punches her ticket to the Breeders' Cup and wins by 5.
And Go Zepper is pulling away. Zapper blows them away with an eye-opening performance. Awesome again has won. Go Zapper kicking clear. Judy the Beauty.
We're back now for race number 6 on the program. Off the turf on the main track at 7 furlongs. Claimers in for $10,000. Scratch the 1, 4, and 8. Wesley Henry rides the 7, Ed's Dog. Favorites included the 9, Dynamic Dancer, and the 6, Shidoshi.
Good start for Shidoshi out in the center. Farther out, and there's Dynamic Dancer, offensive-minded. Happy Hat speeding through at the fence. And Happy Hat's going to go right after Dynamic Dancer as they complete the opening 1/8 of a mile. Ed's Dog is third, Shidoshi is fourth, and the 2 at the back are Two-Step Alpha and the trailer, Mr. Sense. They make their way down the backstretch, and Happy Hat and Sylvia Zapico did not want to sit, wanted to lead the field, and does just that as they run to the half-mile point. They went the opening quarter in 23-3. It's Dynamic Dancer who lays second. Up on the outside, Ed's Dog is third. Shidoshi is parked at the rail in fourth. And then it's a gap back to big gap back to Two-Step Alpha and farther back to Mr. Sense. Into the far turn they go. Happy Hat leads by a neck. Dynamic Dancer up on the outside now issues another challenge second. 3 better than Shidoshi in third. Outside fourth and Ed's Dog still waiting for the back markers as they pass the 5/16. With the advantage, Happy Hat on the outside. That's Dynamic Dancer still second. Two-Step Alpha's running home pretty well. Inside position and a joint third in the wrap at top of the stretch. 47-3 for a half mile. Dynamic Dancer has been turned away by Happy Hat. Happy Hat now sprints clear to a 3-length lead. Dynamic Dancer shortening up pretty bad. Shidoshi on the outside with Two-Step Alpha, but it's all about Happy Hat. Happy Hat, the son of Bodemeister, loves the slop, runs up the score and wins easy. Happy Hat in a jog. Mr. Sense explodes to get second. Shidoshi third.
Nice job of riding here from Sylvia Zapico as she sent number 2, Happy Hat, right to the clear lead, dueled with Dynamic Dancer and put him away, going on for the score for Jaime Mejia and the Thoroughbred Champions Training Center. A big run from Mr. Sense, but he could not get to Happy Hat. We go to the 7th race and start the Rainbow Six. 2-year-old fillies of the maiden claiming variety. They're in for $50,000. Field of 7. This was a wide open betting race.
And they're off. Bobbling at the start was Auburn and shuffled to second last. Good start for It's Enough. Filly Gene King speeding up on the outside. Here's the newcomer, Vicky the Best, charging to challenge, and Astromelia is down toward the inside. 4 across the course here. Lise Lennox takes back wisely to be 5th off this fast early pace. 4 ahead of Another Song and Dance, and Auburn is last. They head to the half-mile point, and with the rail advantage and the lead, it's Astromelia in front by a neck. Vicky the Best is second. It's Enough a 3-wide third. Filly Gene King a 4-wide fourth. 5 back to Lise Lennox. Then comes Another Song and Dance, and Auburn is last. They move past the 5/16 toward the rail. Astromelia tackled outside by Filly Gene King, who's onto the front. It's Enough working awfully hard between horses. A gap of 4 to Vicky the Best, who's called it an afternoon. Auburn rallies with an inside lane. 46-2 for a half mile. Astromelia's got a little bit of a kick here. Astromelia back for more inside of Filly Gene King. It's Enough off their flank is now third. Back to fourth and running home is Auburn. Final 1/8 of a mile. On the outside, Filly Gene King toward the rail. Astromelia still not done. Astromelia back on terms with Filly Gene King. Astromelia, Filly Gene King. Here it is. It's Filly Gene King. Filly Gene King narrowly over Astromelia in 1:14-1.
Arundel Farm had 2 drop downs in this race. They both ran well, but the victory went to the less fancied of the 2. Number 7, Filly Gene King, under jockey Edgar Zayas for the Arundel Farm and trainer Juan Alvarado. Number 1, Astromelia, with a huge run. I'm putting her on the list. She ran second ahead of the 4, It's Enough, who ran behind Auburn, closed ground for third. We go now to the 8th race. The 8th race is the start of the late pick 5 off the turf on the main track at a 7-furlong trip. Claimers in for $10,000. Scratch the 5, 6, and the 10. Favorite was the 1, Courtesy Notice.
And they're off. From the outside, CT Voss and Sonoma Storm both begin well, and up on the inside, here's My Masterpiece moving to challenge. In between horses is Dixie Princess. Down at the rail is Courtesy Notice. So as they make their way down the backstretch, My Masterpiece leads 3 parts of a length over Dixie Princess in second, and Winning Game is down inside, and at the rail, Courtesy Notice. 3 wide in Sonoma Storm. Out widest is CT Voss, and out the back is Karuka, but she's not far away in the charge to the half-mile grounds. With the advantage, My Masterpiece and Jeffrey Sanchez, a length and a half. Dixie Princess is second. Courtesy Notice at the inside third. Sonoma Storm is next. Winning Game checks out of it. Far outside at CT Voss. And still at the back is Karuka. 3/8 of a mile to go. Sanchez and My Masterpiece still the target. Sonoma Storm bids up on the outside from between horses. Courtesy Notice has had a good run of it for Jimenez, and here she comes. Courtesy Notice is now stormed to the front. Right back at her is My Masterpiece from second. Karuka's at a 1 pace and going nowhere right now with a 1/4 of a mile left to get. Winning Game is the one that's back running again as they try to track down Courtesy Notice. My Masterpiece drifted into the face of Winning Game, so Courtesy Notice has the beneficiary of a great trip, a big favorite, and an odds-on winner. It's all about Courtesy Notice, and jockey Albin Jimenez striding clear to a conclusive victory. She'll win by as much as she wants. Winning Game is up for second, and Dixie Princess third.
Number 1, Courtesy Notice, brought a big asset to the table prior to today's 8th race. She had just won on the main track. Nobody else could say that. Courtesy Notice drew off for another easy win on the main track under Albin Jimenez for Marcial Navarro and NME 56 LLC. We go now to the 9th race. The 9th race is the start of the late pick 4, a 6-furlong maiden claimer. Price tag here is $50,000. These were maiden 2-year-olds. Off-time favorites included the 4, Henry's World, and the 7, Play-Doh.
And they're off. Blowing the start, Are You Lucky? And Don H. Don H. worse to begin. Quick to begin, Captain D. And Captain D throttles to a clear lead. Up between horses, Henry's World is a joint second with Doko down toward the rail. Gap of 3 to Play-Doh, then Are You Lucky ahead of Shake 'em and Break 'em. And out the back door is Don H. after a terrible getaway, he's rushing forward. They make their way to the far turn, and here's Henry's World and Hyro to take on the early leader, Captain D, up front. These two have put 5 on Doko, who's back to third. Play-Doh is fourth. In between horses, Are You Lucky? With on the outside, Don H. And the trailer is Shake 'em and Break 'em. They make their way to the top of the stretch through the opening quarter in 23 seconds flat. Ray Lou back for more with Captain D, who takes a narrow lead. Henry's World on the outside is second. Play-Doh has every opportunity to rally home. Third and tacking on. They make their way to the top of the stretch with Captain D in front. Play-Doh's the only danger, and these two kick on with it. But Captain D still has something in the tank. In fact, he's strong up front. Captain D on the final eighth of a mile in front by 3. Play-Doh is second. He is gaining a bit of ground, but Captain D has too much of a jump on him. Captain D, Play-Doh surging. Captain D, Play-Doh surging, but Captain D hangs on. I was right, but not by much. Captain D did have enough in the tank and won 12 and 4.
Going into today's 9th race, if you did any pedigree handicapping, you had to figure that number 6, Captain D, would be fleet-footed. If you figured that, you were right. You got 4-1 for your money as the son of Gary D sprinted clear, turning for home, and just held on under Ray Lou Gutierrez. Riding double for Ray Lou, this one for Safi Joseph Jr. and owners Don and Rebecca Ming. Don Ming also bred this son of Gary D right here in Florida. Let's go to the 10th race now. The start of the late pick 3. Off the turf, 5 furlongs on the main track. Scratch the 5, 6, 9, and 10. Rider change on 4 and Jolly. Make that rider Ray Lou Gutierrez. Rider change on 8, Brownstone Princess to Jairo Hernandez. Favorite was the 11, Lisa Mila.
From the rail, Treasured Info sent forward for the early lead. Up on the inside, Lady Paradise comes away in second. Lisa Mila beat to the punch today, and she's racing on the far outside. Little Bubbly moves between horses. There goes Lisa Mila, and right with her is Brownstone Princess. They're 5 across the course here. Back at the inside, that's Angeli, and at the rail, Enduro's Tigress is last of all. Dropping anchor is Treasured Info. Taking over is Lisa Mila. Lisa Mila to the top of the stretch leads, but she's wide and has plenty of company. Lady Paradise from the rail. In the 2 path, that's Little Bubbly, 3 wide, Brownstone Princess. Treasured Info tries to rebid, and Jolly is very wide. Enduro's Tigress is at the rail. There's still many chances here. Lisa Mila has done herself no favors, but she comes away with the lead. Lady Paradise up the inside, Enduro's Tigress, and Brownstone Princess unleashed by Jairo Hernandez. She's traveling best of all down the center. Brownstone Princess for the lead. Enduro's Tigress trying to get into second, but it's on the outside. Brownstone Princess, an upset winner. Closer for second and 59 and 4.
Whether you're at home or at the track, have a stake in the race when you bet with ExpressBet. Sign up for an ExpressBet online betting account and receive up to a $500 sign-up bonus.
Back now for the 11th race on the program. First half of the late daily double. 6 furlongs the journey. Allowance option of claiming horses in the Sunday feature. Scratch number 3, Reserve Not Attained. Misael Jaramillo on the 6, Nacho Papa. 7 went postward. The favorites included 1, Barry Carafin Betts, and 5, Rat Gin.
And they're off. Florida Cotton begins quickly and is put in right into play by Zayas. Florida Cotton to the top. Barry Carafin Betts away in second. Nacho Papa's on the outside third. In between horses, Fortunate Friends. Rack Gin is off the speed in front of only 2. They are a combination and didn't do it. They head to the half-mile grounds, and Florida Cotton has the lead 3 parts of a length. From the inside, Barry Carafin Betts is second. Nacho Papa third. Rackgin 3 wide outside of a rail-running Fortunate Friends. Then combination and didn't do it. 22 and 4 for the opening quarter speed. There's 3 furlongs left to go. Florida Cotton is intent on going to the front today, and he leads the race 3 parts of a length. Rackgin working hard 3 wide. Nacho Papa's got a shot. Barry Carafin Betts looks for racing room with a quarter of a mile left to go. Zayas calling on Florida Cotton for a bit more. From between horses, that's Nacho Papa. Rail open for Barry Carafin Betts. Rackgin over the top with 3/16 to go. Many chances here. From the outside, it's now Nacho Papa to take the lead. Farther out in Rackgin, splitting horses, Fortunate Friends is on late. In deep stretch, Fortunate Friends is surging at Nacho Papa, who's 30-1. Nacho Papa turned him away for Jaramillo, and the upset is on in the Sunday feature. Runners away. From the rail, Bally's Dream begins well. Here's the favorite, Higher the Lady, moving up. On the far outside, it's Dancing with Jimmy B trying to catch up. Also right there is Intricately as they make their way to the top of the surf to the far turn run. Higher the Lady with inside position and the lead. It's Higher the Lady in front. On the outside, Dancing with Jimmy B is now second. Bally's Dream has running on from third. Up on the outside, that's Judge Kitten, who takes over a 4th spot now. Trying to get going is Enough and Then Some as they make their way to the top of the stretch. Higher the Lady has the lead. On the outside, Judge Kitten. From between horses, it's Dancing with Jimmy B. Crying for room is Joffiel. Joffiel looks like she's got horse. No place to go for Manny Cruz. Tries to angle off the back of the leader with less than a quarter of a mile to go. Meanwhile, the leader just changed hands as Judge Kitten is sent clear by Jesus Rios. Higher the Lady is back to second. Joffiel with an inside lane. She might get into second. She probably gets into second, but she doesn't get Judge Kitten, who comes home a winner. Judge Kitten won it. Joffiel did get second. Higher the Lady third, then Bally's Dream. Minute 1.
And that wraps up the week. Sunday's races. We're Doc for Live racing on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Back here on Thursday with a 10-race card. Our first race post is 1:15 p.m. Boy, it's going to be a fun week. Good night and good luck.
Can you tell me why? You never keep me dry. Tried to write some poetry and light a cigarette. Then it started raining on me and I started to